Everyone, and welcome to Zen Variety if you're watching on YouTube, or BitChute, or Sotarn Mix if you're watching on Rumble. My name is Zachary Gedzinski, and I will be your host for this section. Today we'll be talking about how Star Wars Twitter is basically toxic. Let us begin. Disney Star Wars supports Christina Ariel, not Gina Carano, from the Cosmic Book News. The latest debacle to come out of Disney Star Wars is their social media account has come out in support of Christina Ariel, but has never backed the Mandalorian star Gina Carano. Never heard of Christina Ariel? You're not the only one, but Disney recently named Ariel as the host of the newly announced Star Wars The High Republic show, which follows the launch of the recent novel series tanking completely. Now, I wonder why that is. Maybe it's because they keep attacking their fans and all the other toxic things they seem to promote. But let us continue with this article. Why the controversy? Well, back in March of last year, Christina Ariel tweet racist tweets against white people, which is obviously in direct conflict with what Disney Star Wars tweeted. And here's the tweet from their official Twitter account. Our Star Wars community is one of hope and inclusivity. We do not stand for bullying and racism. We support at Christina Ariel. That's all good and all. That's good, but unfortunately, it's an empty promise, just like the empty promises that you hear from dictator Biden when it comes to unity. But, of course, politics is only part of the problem when it comes to Disney Star Wars and them bashing fans over the head, trying to reprogram them like they're robots. And here is Christina Ariel's tweets. White people. Bleeping. Stop it. Your racism won't save you. Your ignorance is not an excuse. Yet again. Seriously. What in the world is this? Like the way I see it, we're all humans. We're all the same race, but of course, that won't stop left-wing bigots and the political class from trying to say otherwise, because they thrive on this division within the human race, like the parasites that they are. Let's continue. And yet again, we see another tweet from Christina Ariel. Just a reminder that white women are just as complicit in the upholding and enforcing white supremacy. My gosh. I don't know what her problem is, but I see no evidence of this so-called white supremacy. And I'm a Caucasian man. So that's part of the two biggest criticized demographics right there. If you believe it or not, because every day, like, Caucasian men face both racism and sexism. And yet these people just get a pass because they worship the right type of politicians, which is revolting. And it's basically promoted by Disney, which is hypocritical because these companies believe that Twitter is the whole world. Well, newsflash, Twitter is a toxic platform. And the fact that Star Wars is pushing this toxic behavior is not good at all. It's very unprofessional. Heck, I say get rid of Twitter and Facebook entirely. But let us continue on. In another tweet, Christina Ariel states, watching two white men discuss racism they will never experience will never sit right with me. Oh, you can't be serious. Like, thing is, I don't know where she's coming from, but yet again, it's inappropriate behavior. Like, it's not only racist, it's unprofessional. Because as a race, humans really gotta stop referring to each other by their skin. It is just so disgusting to even think of it. Like, why? Like, sure, she's been on Critical Role and played an ASMR, which is a different race than a human. Why can't we just go to that convention when it comes to referring to, like, race instead of giving in to toxic Twitter? In other words, sentient species equals race, such as humans are the human race, dwarves are dwarves, and all that other stuff. And seeing these tweets, this is not good for Star Wars, which is trying to win back fans via The Mandalorian. But I'm not a Star Wars fan myself, but if The Mandalorian keeps being good and other good things start coming out, my mind can easily be swayed. But not if the civil war between Favreau and Kathleen Kennedy keeps going on. It won't. Because seriously, either Disney needs to step in and put down a social media policy that fires anyone that spews divisive politics, no matter where they are on the aisle, or face backlash from the public when their employees start attacking fans and ergo costing the company money that they can't afford to lose. Because yet again, in another controversial tweet from Christina Ariel, white men, this is not the subject for you to try and speak authoritatively in my comments. I said what I said. Yet again, please, stop it with the racism, for crying out loud. Like, we can all agree that racism is bad, but being on Twitter is no excuse to post what you're thinking online and attacking people for just being different, nor censoring people from having an actual conversation, which Twitter is in the habit of doing nowadays. Like, come on. Yet again, Twitter is like a drug. It's like these people are drug addicts. They can't help themselves because of their addiction. And yet here we have some other tweets. I'm probably gonna read some more of these so you guys can get the gist of what I'm saying. I don't want to see not one more think piece written by a white person about what they think all black people will vote for Kanye West. You sound dumb. before one more person asks me why, it's because white people seem to think that black people exist as a monolith and only believe one way. They think that when one black person says something, we all feel that way. Basically, they're ignorant. Oh, unfortunately, that's only partially true. And what Christina Ariel doesn't understand, it's basically people on the left that think like this. Like, white leftist liberals are the ones that think like this. And probably not just that ethnicity, too. Like, the same could be said about all the ethnicities on the left, because I hate to sound like a hypocrite here, but basically people of a certain political group are just mindless drones. They think all the same. They see things through a distorted blue lens, which is still disgusting. And a reason why in recent days I really dislike both political parties, because it seems like the right is just as bad as the left, apparently, when they backstab you after pretending to appeal to you. But I digress. This is about why Star Wars Twitter is basically dividing the fandom. And in another tweet, if you are still participating in events where your flyer is all 100% white people, you are a part of the problem. Don't just say, there are no black people represented here. Speak up. Many of my friends have the influence. Open your mouth and use it. Problem is, I don't see what she's complaining about, but the way I see it is maybe there is no interest in that demographic, not to mention that Disney is hypocritical at times. Like, they say they're for a demographic of people until China comes knocking at their door, offering them boatloads of cash. Because, like what has been discussed on other channels, is that Finn has been sidelined because China is openly racist. Yes, you've probably heard it on other channels, but I will reiterate it. Like, if she has complaints, complain to Disney, which is a hypocritical company that is known for pandering to, like, the racist Chinese Communist Party. Because that's the thing, we're all humans. But some people just don't want to see the light. They don't want to have discussions. They rather retreat to their leftist, communist, like, echo chamber and hear themselves instead of using their eyes and getting off the drug that is Twitter. And yet, another tweet from Christina Ariel. You do not have to comment under every post about racism that you're trying to be better. Have read XYZ. Any combination of ugh, white people when you are white people. I do not care. Talk is cheap. Not here for your accountability checkups. Thing is, like, that's true of basically the Democratic Party and every other type of left-leaning political party. They are the racists, because communists, like, they want to destroy culture. They see things through a shallow lens. They see only skin tone. They don't see culture. They don't see individuality. They only focus on what's on the exterior, not what's on the inside, not on the personality. Because that's the thing. Yes, her comments are yet again inappropriate, but if she has complaints, Twitter is not a good place to complain. Like, she should bring it up to her bosses at Disney and call them out on their hypocritical behavior in their treatment of other people when it comes to appeasing China. But I digress. Apparently some people that are within a think tank like Twitter can't actually think on their own and realize that they're being used as a puppet. Now, to continue with this article, Gina Carano bullied. Regarding Gina Carano, Carano has been publicly bullied by thousands of fans on social media, but never once has Disney Star Wars come to her defense. Well, you gotta wonder why. Oh yeah, maybe it's because she's right-leaning like the millions of us who voted for Trump. But yet again, these people on the left and the rhinos on the right don't care about us. To them, we're only useless pawns that are meant to put money into their pockets. Actually, the latest is that it is claimed Disney wanted to fire Gina Carano for her anti-SJW stance, but that it was Jon Favreau who saved her job. It's also claimed an artist removed Gina Carano from official artwork for The Mandalorian, where interestingly enough, she was the only white character in the art. Yeah, that's the thing. It seems hypocritical of Disney to like talk about treating people equally and then pulling stunts like this. It's absolutely disgusting. And a reason why Twitter should be burned to the ground, because it promotes such toxicity such as this. SJW fans are also once again harassing Carano on social media and demand that Disney fire her. Oh yeah, here's another tweet from the cesspool that is Twitter, and this user, ChewBacca, is basically posting here that the people at Lucasfilm who work for Kathleen Kennedy are trying to get rid of Gina Carano. You can see that there's a real civil war going on. And Disney is just too worried about getting more money, putting people on Disney Plus, when they fail to realize that Disney Plus will not survive if Star Wars has two different factions. Either be for the customers and establish social media policies that bans Twitter and Facebook from being used in the workplace, or just, I don't know, just call in these heads of these divisions and have a talk with them that X and X is inappropriate behavior. Either both of you behaved or both of you walk out the door. And also another tweet from a user called Drunk3PO. All respect, bro, at Mark Rates, but you stated that Lucasfilm asked you to erase Cara Dune from the Mandalorian artwork. Is this true or just a misunderstanding? A simple yes or no will be fine. Thank you. And of course, there's the pic of it. And that's all for the article, folks. My consensus is that Twitter promotes bullying, and the people at Lucasfilm, especially the Kathleen Kennedy segment of that company, is against the fans. They want to bully the fans if they are Caucasian, male, females that disagree with them, or any other person that disagrees with their communist ideology and their religion centered around left-wing politicians. All in all, it's disgusting, unprofessional behavior, and a reason why, sites like Twitter and Facebook should be banned. And rightly so, because over the past few years, Twitter and Facebook have been destroying the country with their monopoly against free speech. It's time to take a stand against big tech and companies like Lucasfilm and Disney who openly hate their fans. Hurt them where it counts, their wallets, and tell them that this behavior that they promote on social media is highly inappropriate, and if they continue to go this route, then they deserve what's coming to them. Thank you for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe, and share it, or give it a good rumble if you're watching this from Rumble. Thank you, and God bless. Bye.